The only player that I could see that's truly got a special whistle is Asia Wilson. 13 foul shots. She had 13 foul attempts. Look at the rest of the team. I mean, they didn't.
Aya Wilson's shady attack on Lexie Hull just resulted in her suspension. And believe me, the fans are enjoying every moment of it. When Sophie Lexie Hull took over, she kind of killed it. She eventually faced the truth after years of sheltering behind manipulated officiating and innumerable free throws. The league was forced to impose the suspension.
Sophie Lexie stepped in and sort of killed it.
You're not prepared for what just transpired in the WNBA, so I need everyone to sit down for this. Finally, the unthinkable occurred. The Fever in Indiana. Yes, it was finally done by the Indiana Fever, who had been crushed by the Las Vegas Aces for what seems like forever. The curse was broken by...
When it comes to the Indiana Fever, the referees are looking in the opposite direction. Nobody had more than 4 foul attempts. Asia Wilson, 11 of 13.
16 loses in a row to Vegas. Disappeared without warning. And you know what? They did it in the most embarrassing manner. Vegas could muster. 81-54 was the final score. Yes, you did hear me. The formidable Las Vegas Aces, the league's so-called queens, were thrashed by over 30 points.
The Fever got another big win. They defeated the Las Vegas Aces for the first time since 2019.
The exciting part comes next. Caitlin Clark did not participate in the game. Give it a moment to settle in. No issue, Clark. But believe me, the story doesn't get any wilder than that. The true storyline here is that Aya Wilson, the queen of dirty plays and free throw farming, at last came out as herself. Indeed, the league had no other option. She was suspended.
It is bad. It's real bad.
Allow me to explain how Aya Wilson was able to bring her crew down with her and embarrass herself on her own. Wilson concluded she wasn't receiving enough care when this magnificent fever was raging. Do you know how certain players demonstrate their skill and dominance? No, not Aya Wilson. She targeted Lexie Hull with a traditional over-the-back foul.
Whistle on Asia, get to the line.
There, Hull is doing everything correctly. The textbook box is out. Flawless foundations to the kind of person your high school coach wishes he had. Wilson then suddenly appears from behind, like she's in the WWE. Grabs over her head, Lexie Hull. It was totally needless and careless. The referees, on the other hand, ignore it. They reduced it to a jump ball rather than calling the clear foul that was visible to everyone with working eyes. I mean it. The referees might as well don Aya Wilson jerseys at this point. It's almost comical how clear the bias is. Adam Silver must intervene.
She's trying to get her balance to get back in bounds, and as she's like on one leg, a little bit off balance, trying to get her balance, Asia Wilson just comes in and knocks her over.
However, I adore how the fans refuse to accept it. Like Christmas, the internet was ablaze. People refer to her play as unsportsmanlike, pitiful, and dirty. To be completely honest, I couldn't agree more. And the league genuinely woke up this time. After watching the video and failing to justify her mess, Aya Wilson was suspended. And lastly, some responsibility. It turns out that grabbing players by the back and hiding behind your phony MVP designation for all time is not an option. Aya Wilson is overrated, and the publicity didn't help her this time.
Referees are so terrible. It is so embarrassing for the league. Adam Silver needs to get involved since Kathy Engelbert won't straighten out this circus.
However, we must not overlook how pitiful that game was for the Aces. I mean, it doesn't do it justice to call it a loss. This job was a total demolition. 81-54. It's nearly necessary to feel sorry for them. Nearly. Indiana's first victory over Vegas since 2019.
Asia Wilson's the most overrated player I've ever seen. If it wasn't for her special whistle, she gets nothing. Legit feels like Asia Wilson gets every single whistle. She did.
I didn't even anticipate that they would take this action. They essentially outscored them by 30 to the Fever just exacted revenge in a single night for 5 years of torment. They accomplished this without the help of their biggest celebrity. Aya Wilson in the meantime. Although the box score indicates 29 points, allow me to explain. I have never seen 29 points, so vacuum.
I did not even think they were going to do this. They basically beat them by 30.
This Aya Wilson the Asia Wilson whistle is a wild whistle. After getting away with hacking Aaliyah, she received 4 points for 2 consecutive soft fouls. She simply accumulated points consistently. Not at all. Aces had a 26% field goal percentage. Basketball isn't that. Public humiliation is what that is. The so-called veteran leader, Chelsea Gray, received 2 points. Yes, it isn't a typo. 2 small, depressing points. And let's not even talk about the agony. Indiana forced 17 turnovers as if they were playing defense for fun, and they outscored them 38-20 in points in the paint. Vegas appeared totally confused in the second quarter as Indiana essentially transformed into the Space Jam Monstars, shooting almost 82% from the field.
This Asia Wilson whistle is wild. She got away with hacking Aaliyah, then back-to-back soft fouls for 4 points. She just steadily racking the points up.
Let's now discuss the nefarious play that went viral. Boxing out like a pro is what Lexie Hull is meant to do. AA rushes in and puts her arm around Hull's head as if they were practicing for a wrestling match, and yet that's a jump ball. It was pitiful in addition to being rough. Aya Wilson continues to reveal herself there. To remain relevant, she depends on referee protection and favoritism rather than on skill to dominate, as true greats do. And it was perfectly captured in that moment. Basketball wasn't even the main topic anymore. It concerned Aya Wilson to go to great lengths when her squad begins to fail.
In my opinion, the Asia Wilson whistle is disrespectful to the game. It cremates the validity.
Welcome to the circus. In relation to referee protection, the unique whistle is that the WNBA should at least attempt to conceal the bias at this time, but they don't. They increase the volume. That night, Aya Wilson attempted 13 free throws. 13. How many free throws did the rest of her team manage, do you know? Nobody was able to crack 4. Not 1. However, things improved.
And it's kind of funny. I seem to remember some players talking about a special whistle last year? Question mark?
Aaliyah AJ is out here living at the line like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet, despite the fact that Boston, Indiana's rising star, the real physical presence in the paint, only received 2 free throws. It makes sense why supporters began using whistles in place of her emblem on social media. It's the only thing that's more reliable than the referees saving her jump shot.
Asa Wilson's whistle is exactly why the officiating in the league is a joke. Aaliyah Boston gets nothing. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Aaliyah Boston is...
People are starting to realize at last.
Fans, commentators, and broadcasters are all posing the same query. Given that the officials essentially gift wrap half of the points, how does Aya Wilson accumulate them? I'm not saying she lacks skill, but you're not really demonstrating your superiority when your entire strategy is around free throws and referee preference. You are demonstrating the extent to which the league depends on you to be relevant, even if it means making the games absurd. In actuality, Aya Wilson's alleged domination is just as exaggerated as her free throw totals. The flaws appear when she is faced with a genuine challenge without the referees holding her hand. Her group disintegrates. She goes into a panic. She turns to shady, desperate tactics like the over-the-back attack on Lexie Hull. The saddest part is that she still thinks she will get away with it as if nothing had happened. Guess what, though? She didn't. It was well past time for the suspension. Additionally, it is possible that the league will now begin to see through the unique whistle fraud display.
No, not terrible, corrupt. You know what? That's a great thing to have brought up. I'm so glad this guy said corrupt.
Let's be honest. Aya Wilson's reputation was based on referee protection as much as points, and she is fully exposed the instant that safety net is removed. It was demonstrated in Indiana. It was demonstrated by the fans. Her suspension now serves as further evidence. Let's discuss how Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White completely lost it. Then, really, who is to blame. As she sat there, she watched Aya Wilson grab Lexie Hull from behind like they were in a wrestling match. The referees simply stood there and blew their tiny Aya Wilson theme song. Steph, what?
The league is literally helping you to win MVPs. And look, all superstars get some whistles, I get that. But holy jeez. Seriously, 81-54 last night. Let's just scroll down and see what I'm talking about.
Eventually, enough is enough. Stephanie White was unable to contain herself. She let the referees have it after snapping on the sidelines, and now she's the villain. Yes, exactly. What happens to the woman who defends her players after a flagrant offense is disregarded? A technical infraction. Yes, exactly. Despite entirely missing the assault on hold, the referees managed to tee up White quickly with their whistle. It seems reasonable, doesn't it? If your name is Aya Wilson, you can practically grab players by the head while they are on the court. However, defend your team from the sidelines, and then everything will be all right.
It is wild. Right here, people are making logos. Asia Wilson's logo, but made with whistles.
Naturally, the league supported this nonsense. White is chastised for having the audacity to challenge their valuable officiating circle. NFL players would be envious of the fouls that Aya Wilson is committing out here in the meantime. Additionally, the league takes days to take any action. The video was unambiguous. Wilson took hold of Hull. It was seen by all. However, the coach attempting to defend her team was the only one who received real-time punishment.
The WNBA can't allow Asia Wilson to keep getting this whistle, man. This shit is out of hand.
That's the WNBA's reasoning. Those who point out the issue should be punished. Give the favorites free rein to do as they choose. The league is criticized by analysts for this. They are expressing what we have all been considering. It is absurd for coaches to receive fines for revealing obvious referee mishaps. If anything, White ought to have received extra credit for being among the few individuals with the guts to expose this clown act for what it is.
And by bonus, she was meaning the Commissioner's Cup bonus, which was $49 or $43,000 per player, because the prize pool was $500,000. And apparently, Steph White just was pissed about the officiating. I don't know if it was Asia Wilson's whistle or what, but
supporters went farther. They began asking for the reduction of sanctions, particularly those based on what are referred to be compounding bad officiating. Imagine punishing people for their reactions after piling up terrible calls one on top of the other. That is the current system. Protect the golden kid, keep everyone quiet, and hope that the supporters will just accept it. Unfortunately, nobody is still buying it. Nobody is buying the hype.
On it, look, this league has got so many problems.
When the referees are walking around as if they had never seen a basketball before, it seems logical that they are unfamiliar with three-person officiating crews. However, it grows darker. Some claim that Wilson's points are being influenced by betting markets such as DraftKings overs, which affect how frequently she crosses the line. Consider that. People are taking advantage of Wilson's free throws, therefore the referees are helping her score. The credibility of the entire system is in ruins. Aya Wilson shenanigans aren't the only things being revealed, such as phantom fouls and illogically reversed calls. The league itself is disintegrating completely. At last, the whistle stopped. For more vicious takedowns and the actual basketball truth, subscribe.